It's official. We are graduate. She's a graduate. She's a graduate. She's a graduate. Ah. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Joy back again with another video, and we graduate. So in today's video, we're going to discuss my thoughts, and then I'm also going to share the lessons that I've learned from this entire experience that I want to give to you, because at the end of the day, this is really about inspiring other people to go out and chase your dreams. If your dream is going back to school, if your dream is finding a new job, if your dream is just leveling up in life, that is my goal. My goal is to inspire you to do something different for you. So my final thoughts of school was, whew, I'm so glad it's over. Now, for real, I am so grateful, so humbled, so honored that I was able to go through this experience. I am so grateful, humbled, and honored that I was able to achieve all that I was able to achieve. The fact that like my tuition was paid for, the fact that I was able to get scholarships, the fact that I was able to connect with other professors, other students, the fact that I've left with relationships that is going to help me in the future. Like, I'm so utterly grateful that honestly I encourage anyone who's looking to go back to school to go back to school. If that seed is in your heart, if the idea is in your mind, just do it. Rip out the bandage and just go for it, because you truly never know until you try. You don't know what life holds for you until you try. I feel like for me, this semester was definitely the toughest out of all the semesters, because it was the final semester, because like they like to say senioritis. You get senioritis because you know you're graduating, you're right there, but you're not fully completed, but your mind knows that you've already done it. It's kind of like how I tell people, like, don't speak your dreams out loud, because then you convince yourself you've already done it. Sometimes you do need to just keep it quiet, because once your mind thinks you've done something already, it's very hard for you to stay focused in that task. So this semester was trying. I don't know how many mental health days I took, but I took them, okay? I took them by the skin of my teeth. I took them, and I was just like, ooh, baby, what is happening? It was a whole week that I could not get out of bed. A whole week where I literally was binge watching. Forget what's the show? Shadowhunters. Of all the shows. See, whenever I'm in that, like, I don't want to claim it as depression, but whenever I'm in a state where I'm not fully myself and I'm tapped out of the world, like tapped out, I normally go for like a dark show, like not a dark as in like crazy violent, like more so like the mood, the atmosphere of the TV show is dark, like it's gray, it's gloomy. But the fact that I was able to pull off this semester and finish strong, like, I'm not gonna hold you, like, that was by God's grace, because I don't know how many days I took off, but I needed it, because it just felt like there was too much on my plate. And the thing that really made it feel heavy was the amount of work. Since I was in my final semester, I had more readings, more writings, more prompts, more group projects. I had more of the workload on me. So that's why also too the vlog was getting posted up very, very late, because I just did not have time. And honestly, school came first. Like, I had to finish doing that before touching anything else, especially because it's my final semester. I do encourage you, whenever your plate is feeling just too full, it's time to take something off. And that's something that I did this semester. This semester, my plate just kept feeling like I could not hold on to it. So I made the executive decision to drop a class. And the only reason I was able to is because I technically only needed 3 classes in order to like meet the requirements for graduation. The other class that I took, it was just something that I really was interested in. It was the trauma and resilience class. I just really wanted to know more about trauma and the psychology portion of it, like how it affects us on a day-to-day, and then how to help people overcome that trauma. Like, the word resilience to me means a lot. It's very important because it describes who I am. I'm a person that's very persistent, very resilient. Like, no matter what's going on, I'm gonna get back up and figure it out. I'm gonna find a way. So it just really connected to me. That's why I wanted to take the class. But the amount of workload for everything, like, it was like every single week something was due. Every single week something was due. And I was just like, ooh, baby, hold up. let me catch my breath, because this is not working for me. It's just not. So I made the executive decision to drop that class. I did tell the professor though that I would love to keep in contact with her, so that way if I had any questions as far as like what it's like to be a therapist, specifically focus on that, even shadowing or like getting a one-on-one with her in the near future, like I wanted to keep that contact alive. So yeah, after I dropped the class, I kid you not, it felt like the load was lifted. It was so helpful. So helpful. I was able to balance a lot more things now because I had less to do. Especially, oh my God, the amount of reading this semester, baby, I feel like all I was doing was just reading, coming home and reading, going to school and reading. And it's so funny to say this because this was the semester too that literally I wasn't with nobody. I wasn't hanging out with nobody. I wasn't having lunch with nobody. Like I was legit by myself, and I really feel like that happened for a reason because it is my final semester. I do need to focus. So the fact that like literally everybody that I knew, all the classmates that I knew had different schedules, child, I was all by myself. Like it was like maybe moments here and there I would see people. We would have like the random day where we were free and we see each other for 20. But girl, it was nothing. No one around me. I was by myself, alone. And sometimes you're gonna have seasons like that. I realize you're gonna have seasons where you really just need to lock in and focus on you and what you gotta do, because in all honesty, you can't achieve your goals if you're constantly distracted. If you're constantly distracted, if you're constantly allowing other things to come in between you and your goals, you're never gonna meet your goals, and then you're gonna be mad at who? You're gonna be mad at yourself. You ain't got nobody else to blame. So this was a time where it was like, yo, serious. Like God was like, because I know you, Joy, you gonna want to hang out with people, you gonna want to take a break. I'm gonna just remove everybody. I really feel like I was like, I'm gonna remove everybody. You just by yourself this semester. That's it. You be fine. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. But I appreciate it so much because really I needed it this semester. It was just, this semester was a semester. But it showed me that I can show up even when I'm tired, even when I don't feel like it, because I'm not gonna hold you, there was parts I was crying. I was like, I quit. I don't want to do this no more. Who signed me up for this? Why? And that's the thing, you're gonna go through so many emotions, especially when you're at the cusp of getting what you've been working so hard for. You're going to feel like you want to quit, but you can't allow yourself to quit, because at the end of the day, what's on the other side is what matters. It's what's worth it. It's what you're working towards, you know? So you really have to just bite the bullet and get through those hard parts, get through those tears. You know, it's okay to cry. I get it. It can be stressful, but just keep going. Just keep going. The reward at the end, you're gonna be so happy. You're gonna be so happy. I'm happy. Like I feel like my feelings really didn't come across until I walked across that stage.
Joyce Davies.
I walked across that stage and literally my advisor was there and she gave me a big hug, and that's when the tears came out. I was like, oh my God, I did it. Oh my God, I can't believe I did it. I'm about to cry now. It's just a cell. And I just honestly feel like that's really what it's about. Like that moment, that was what all that hard work was for. And it's just, okay. All right. Okay. Let's not cry. Like, it's a long time coming, especially if you are a student going back to school as an adult. And I say that because like when you're 18 going to school, it's like a little bit different. You're still like a young adult, but being an adult, you stop for whatever reason in life, because I don't want to say you quit, but you stop for whatever reason in life, and now you're contemplating going back, or you are back in it and you're finding a hard time, or you're doubting yourself. Like, it can be scary, but it is worth it. I'm telling you, just keep going. You are not on the wrong path. Just keep going. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna get into the lessons portion. I wrote it down. Y'all know me, I like to write it down so I could say it right. Now say it twice, okay? And in no particular order. First and foremost, no one cares about your age. No one cares about your age. Hear me again. No one cares about your age. No one is going to ask you. Like, honest to God, most people are just literally focused on themselves, especially if you're in a classroom and it's a whole bunch of people that are younger than you. they really ain't thinking about you. They probably on TikTok, Instagram, thinking about the boy that they like, the girl that they like, thinking about what they're going to eat with it. They are not thinking about your age. The only time your age actually even comes up is if you end up having a conversation with somebody and then you start speaking as though you have experience. Then they might ask. But other than that, a lot of times people don't know, people don't care, people ain't paying attention to that. They are very much within themselves, in their own world, focus on themselves. So you worrying about your age is a waste of time. Get it out your mind right now. Age ain't nothing but number. Okay, lesson number 2, take advantage of your school's resources. Take advantage of your school resources and your major department resources. So I was in the psychology department. That means I was taking advantage of all the psychology department resources. Like anything they was trying to do or they was doing or about to do, I knew about it because I needed a leg up. Understanding and utilizing the resources that you have in your department and within your school allows you to open up new doors that you probably would have never even known about. It allows you to get in contact with people that a lot of times when they get opportunities firsthand, they'll think of you because you've been around, you've been asking questions, you've been literally making initiative to get to know the department and the school and what you can get from it. There's so many things that the school has. There's so many things that your department has that may be the thing that unlocks your next opportunity, that may be the thing that unlocks a job after you graduate. You just never know. So take advantage of your school and your majors department resources. Next lesson I learned is that in this time you are now more focused. At this age bracket, you are now more focused, you are more intentional, you are more willing to do what you have to do to get to where you're trying to go. You're more focused and you're more intentional with your studies and with your time. So you're not going to be thinking about, oh, do I really want da. You already know walking in. You know exactly what you want to do, and because of that, you're going to be able to get it done quickly. And I want you to understand, no matter what time you decide to go back to school, whether you think it's going to take you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever the case may be, understand that the time is going to pass anyways. The time is going to pass anyway, so you might as well. If you're thinking about going to school this semester, go. If you're thinking about it next semester, go. So what if it takes 2 years? So what if it takes 4 years? So what if it takes 5 years? It does not matter. Time is going to go regardless. You're not going to get that time back. So you really need to make a decision for yourself. Even if it means you're going to be taking 2 classes a semester, so what? At least you're getting it done, because what is the alternative? You not doing, and then you think another semester about why you should have started already, because that's usually what it is, and that's a form of regret. So don't allow regret to live with your future self when you can make the decision now in the present. Next lesson that I learned within this whole entire process is participation and communication. You need to participate in class and you need to communicate with your professors. I've said it in so many of my videos, and I really truly want to emphasize that. If you communicate with your professors, when you participate in class, you are setting yourself apart from the other students, because you don't know what life is going to dealt you. You might have an emergency and you need to email your professor saying you're going to miss this or you're going to miss that, whatever the case may be, and be able to make up that work, be able to make up that test. Because you've already set the standard that you are a good student by participating, by keeping good communication up with your professor, by putting in effort in the work that you're doing. It doesn't mean you get all A's. This just means you literally showing that you care about your class, you care about your work, you care about your education. They're going to see you as a serious student. And because of that, whenever you need an extra time or extended deadline, they're going to be willing to say yes. And you need to understand how important that is, because participating in class and communicating with your professor can literally be the difference between a D and a C. I'm so serious when I say that. Like, it's literally the difference between a D and a C. Which leads me into my next point, which I just thought about. This is actually a very good lesson and just advice, and kind of puts the last 2 points that I've made together. No question is a stupid question. Literally, when I say ask every single question that comes to mind when it comes to your school, when it comes to your education, when it comes to your resource, the resources that you need, when it comes to whatever, do not be afraid to ask questions to your advisors, to your professors, to financial aid, to freaking administrative, to the dean, whoever. Ask the questions, because you never know. You could be one question away from a scholarship. You could be one question away from an internship. You could be one question away from not taking the wrong class and making sure you're in the right class. Do not stop asking questions. Annoy the hell out of them. I give you permission. And I'm saying this because that's what I did. I annoyed the crap out of my department. I did not care. Now, granted, I don't think I was annoying, but the fact that they knew my name, they knew my face, and they knew my name. They knew my face and they knew my name. I was in the office every single day, making sure I was on my P's and Q's. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, I was graduating. So you need to be up in the office. And if you're doing online school, it's a little bit different, but still you should be emailing your professor. You should be emailing the department resources, finding out what's going on, because at the end of the day, whether you're in person or not, the resources are there. Ask the silly questions. Ask the smart questions. Ask the dumb questions. Ask the questions. Because I asked the right questions, I was able to get not one but 2 scholarships that helped me during a time where I really needed assistance when it came to my finances. Speaking of finances, next lesson and advice. This is a lesson and advice. Please fill out your FAFSA. Okay, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much money you make. You really never know. You never know. Fill out your FAFSA and also apply for scholarships. There are scholarships and grants out there for everybody. I'm sorry, this might sound crazy to you, but there really is. Like, there's a category for everybody. You don't know until you try. There is so much free money out there. And I've spoken about this before in 2 of my videos, actually. There's so much money out there that goes unclaimed, literally unclaimed, that you would cry. You would cry if you actually knew the amount. Apply for the scholarships. Apply for the grants. Fill out your FAFSA. Listen, even if you get $500, that's $500 less that you have to take out of your pocket. It's something. Something is better than nothing. Because honestly, what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose. So why not apply? If you get a no, you get a no. At least you know now, versus just thinking, oh, I may not get it. I'm not going to get it. Just apply. Next lesson and a little bit of advice. I feel like this is lessons and advice, and I'm going to say it because I wrote it down. I'm going to say exactly how I wrote it down. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Hear me. It doesn't matter if you don't get an A in class. No one's checking your report card when you go to the interview. Just focus on doing your best and passing, period. Some classes are a requirement, while others are just to finish. As long as you're doing good at what you're looking to do in the future, that's what matters the most. Reason why I had to read that is because I really wanted to make sure I said it the way I wrote it, because it really is something that we kind of was brought up, like, if you get A's and B's, you're gonna make it in life, when realistically that's not the case. Like, there are some people who fail school and are entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs. There are some people who got all A's and B's and they're working a regular job. They're doing a 9-to-5 working for somebody else. But I want you to understand, going back to school, it is okay if you get a C in a class that got nothing to do with what you're trying to do in life. It is okay. No one's checking your report card. No one. What matters is that you're good at the job you're going to get. So if you're a medical student, make sure all of the medical classes you know how to do, because that's real life. You got somebody's hands in your hands, okay? Yeah, same thing with psychology. I'm focusing on the mind. I need to pass all of my classes that pertain to psychology. My math class, it's okay if I get a C. French class, it's okay if I get a C. Now, granted, French is something I really do want to learn, but it's not going to be the end all be all if I don't get an A in French. Do not overwhelm yourself just because you didn't get a B or an A in a class. If it has nothing to do with what you're going to do at the end of all of this, then it's okay. Breathe. Allow yourself to breathe and not stress. And I like to end off with this. Remember that it's never too late to try again. It's never too late to try again. You wanting to go back to school is amazing, amazing. And even if you found this video, you wasn't thinking about going back to school, you might be thinking about something else. It is okay to change your mind. It is okay to try again. Whatever you're trying to do in life, it is okay to try again. It doesn't matter if it failed 20 times. It doesn't matter if your uncle, your aunt, your mother, everybody telling you can't make it. It does not matter. You're doing this for you. And at the end of the day, if you're in school and you decide you want to quit again, it's really not for you, then hey, it's really not for you, and you go try something else. But at the end of the day, remember, this life is your life. You get one. So you have to live it for yourself. You have to live it for you and live it to the best of your abilities. That means allowing yourself to change your mind and allowing yourself, when you fall, to get back up. You're only a failure if you decide to never try ever again. But if you get up and you decide to try something else, then you're not a failure. I hope this video helped you if you're looking to go back to school, if the idea popped in your head, or if you just wanted a little bit more info on the experience of going back to school. I appreciate everyone who is looking to just make a change and find my videos motivating and encouraging. Like, I really truly am grateful. I'm grateful for the experience. I am happy to say that we're going to continue on to master's, maybe PhD. I'm still debating whether or not I should share that journey. Let me know if you would like for me to share it in the comments below. Other than that though, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the future holds. I'm excited to get a little break before I get back into studying again, and just continue to make content that encourages and inspires others. So that wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. You already know, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.